on our severe storm threat. That area in maroon does include Nashville. It also includes just to the west of Cincinnati, Paducah in there, Little Rock, once again, all the way down towards Jackson, Mississippi, all very likely to see severe storms. That's 3 out of 5 when we put it into a categorized a level. We have the severe threat really poking in those areas. So we start the clock off at midnight into tomorrow. We have our cold front back to the west, stretching from Green Bay all the way down towards Joplin. And then we have these isolated storms ahead of the front. We really want to watch these isolated storms first before they fizzle out into the morning hours. 8 o'clock in the morning, we'll have some heavier batches moving into Nashville as well up towards Springfield, but not the bulk of the storm that we're really watching. It's the afternoon hours that we have to really watch out for. Take a look here. We start to see our cold front really get put into place, kind of developing as we head into that 1 o'clock hour, especially by 5 o'clock. We're in full force here. Those storms are blossoming out towards Springfield, all the way down towards Paducah, the southern half of that cold front into Little Rock. We have the storms also into Nashville, down towards Jackson. This is where we see those damaging winds, upwards of 75 miles per hour. We have the large hail that we're expecting, as well as some tornadic threats too. And this continues until around midnight 12. We continue with this bulk of the storm really pretty much situated at this point. Rain showers up towards Green Bay. We have some storms pushing into Detroit. We have really big storms pushing down towards Tupelo into Jackson, and the tail end even stretching all the way out towards Houston. So that's where we have to watch. Again, I mentioned that we could see an isolated tornado out of this, or many isolated tornadoes. It really depends on the atmosphere and what's in place once those storms really get put into place. But these tornadoes nonetheless are going to be strong. They have the potential to be EF2 or higher in the areas that are within this polka dotted region. And there's plenty of big cities in this area too. St. Louis down towards Nashville, Memphis smack dab in the middle, Little Rock off to the west, Jackson as far south, and Alexandria all the way down towards Louisiana. Many of these areas already saw a good amount of tornadic activity over the last few weeks, and they'll get another round as we head into tomorrow. On top of that, we have heavy rain that we're watching too. Batches of orange and yellow down towards Baton Rouge indicate 2 to 3 inches of rain, maybe even 5 inches, upwards of 5 inches in isolated areas too.
I'm Amy Freeze. Welcome to Fox Weather's YouTube page. We have more great videos on the way, so make sure to subscribe to stay updated on all things weather.